you're all excited about that. But we will start with the Lakers. There's a lot to discuss here. You got old LeBron. You've got JJ and ChatGPT. And Austin Reeves, All-Star. He has one thought about that. Before we dive in, LeBron, he's the first player in NBA history to play 23 seasons. He'll pass Robert Parrish for most games played in league history this season, for those of you that don't follow along. But he did say this week the end is sooner rather than later. He did sit out of day one. Lakers training camp, dealing with some nerve issue in the gluteal maximus area. And when he was asked about next year from our good friend Geeter, Chris McGee, at the end of Media Day, if we would see him back at Media Day next year. He's our leadoff hitter. He's great. He said maybe. So maybe we start there. What do you think LeBron wants for his ending? Is this the final year? Is it as poetic as it seems? 23 for 23? Give me some enthusiasm.
Come on.
Give me as much enthusiasm as he was cutting Kai Cenat's hair yesterday.
Wait. I did not see that. When I first saw the headline, I thought they were talking about Bronny James because it's the same age group, but not Bron James. So no, I will say this: Bron is most great players are far more calculated than they ever let on. Right, I look at there are even more NBA records that he's breaking this year, games played, seasons played, all of these things. He's got a good team. His championship, I would say I would put them in the 6th or 7th spot to win a championship, in my opinion, right, across the entire league. That's where I would put them. So when I look at that, I'm like, I think they're in a good spot. Now, is LeBron going to do all of those things? He might. There's two sides. Either he's going to disappear quietly or he'll let us know. So if he's not letting us know, you should lean towards the side of he's going to disappear quietly. That's my opinion.
One, Braun does nothing quietly because
that might be the ultimate card flip. That might be the ultimate, like, kind of flip it on its head and catch everybody by surprise. That's the only thing I'm saying. He does surprise people now. He does surprise people.
Well, I will say this. He's happy, which is the great thing. Look, we all know at some point in the next year or two, maybe 3, that he's going to walk away from the game of basketball. Hell, in 5 years, he's going to be eligible for his pension. He should walk away. But this is what I will say. He's happy. And if you're the Lakers organization, the front office, ownership group, Laker fan base, you should also be happy that LeBron James is happy about this season. And he's happy because, one, J.J. Redick has a year under his belt. He's on his way back with a hellified coaching staff. Nate McMillan, Scott Brooks, veterans on the bench that didn't coached at the highest level, won at the highest level, coached, future Hall of Famers, etc. On top of that, Luka is in shape, showed his commitment to it, and I believe that LeBron James is happy with the moves that the Lakers, Rob Pelinka, made this offseason. Go and get a Marcus Smart. I understand he played meaningless basketball last year with the Wizards, but he's still in his prime, a guy who 2-3 years is removed from winning Defensive Player of the Year, defensive pest, right? Something that you need at the wing position. Now you got DeAndre Ayton, right? If you could get DeAndre Ayton that we saw during that Phoenix Suns run, when he was bought in, playing with the right type of tenacity and mindset, which I believe he will, okay, now you're in great shape. In my opinion, the Lakers are the 3rd best team in the NBA. All 3 teams that I have that are top 3 are in the Western Conference. OKC, Houston, Lakers. Great depth. Jared Vanderbilt is finally coming back off, he's finally healthy coming into training camp. Remember, he had surgery on both of his ankles or both of his feet. That shit ain't easy to come back from. Austin Reeves, looking for him to have another breakout type season. Hell, he was a certified number 3 option last year. So, far as with me, I'm loving the Lakers right now. Do I have them picked to win it all? No, but I do have them top three for as title contenders.
Nothing gets me excited like it's
Wait.
if Perk listening to media day. Yes.
Alec. So if you have him as top 3, look at how his ears leaning forward. So you say that ideally those are the only 2 teams better than them, right? In the conference. So, ladies and gentlemen, Perk just established that the Lakers he has losing in the second round.
Where was the joke?
Just saying.
What was the joke?
They're the third best team in the NBA, and Perk has them losing in the second round. So
that would essentially be though.
I agree. That's what I'm saying.
Because then you have the other 2 teams meeting in the conference finals.
No, but I'm saying, is like you can talk about their
where is the joke?
I'm saying the joke is we're talking about them being the third best team. They're a second round team. So, like, do we really think that they have a chance to win an NBA championship?
It's called, like, your math ain't mathin', Rich.
No. I'm messing. First of all, whoa, everyone, lower it down, Alex. Whoa, lower it down.
You raise.
The joke that I'm trying to make is this: that the Lakers, he's saying the third best team. I think they're like the 5th or 6th best team. That's my opinion. Right? 5th or 6th best team, they typically lose in the second round, right? If you're the third best team in the league, I don't see the Lakers going out in the second round, which I believe that's probably the max that their team can do unless they get really lucky. If they get Oklahoma City, if they get a Houston, even in my opinion, if they get a Denver in the first, second round, but they're going to lose. That's what I'm saying. The Lakers are a lot further away than what I think we really want to try and give them credit for. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, that is your opinion. That's not mine. Because I do believe that, like, you know, if they happen to match up and both squads were healthy, I mean, the Rockets would actually have to play some pretty damn good basketball.
Agreed.
We're actually going to take a strong pivot here because it's not on the rundown. But speaking of the Rockets, and this is respect to Fred VanVleet, the champion that he is, does that not, how much weight in losing him? Because you still have him, Perk, at number 2.
Huge weight.
Have them at number 2.
Go ahead, Perk.
Why you say huge, though?
I say huge because I think we look at when Kevin Durant had playmakers, point guards, that's when his teams excelled the most, right? Brooklyn, he had James Harden, one of the ultimate playmakers. Kyrie is a guard, but he's more of a screen. But you had James Harden. When he was in Golden State, you had Draymond, you had Andre, you had the system that they had, right? When you get to Phoenix, you know, and even when he was in Oklahoma City, he had Russell Westbrook that was putting up those numbers as a point guard. So when you look at in Phoenix, they didn't have a point guard and they struggled. I'm not saying that they don't have people that can play. They got Şengün that can play make. But there's something about, we've noticed when Kevin Durant plays with a point guard or in a system that has it, his teams typically excel, right? When they don't, they come back to kind of that medium level for Kevin Durant, respectfully.
I just think you have to, you know, understand the style, like the style of play which the Rockets, how they play, right? And when you look at their style, they don't have a traditional point guard. They didn't have that last year. Like, they like to get stops, they get out and run, they do a lot of cutting. Anybody could push the ball, right? I think this is a perfect time for Amen Thompson to show what he's capable of doing as far as pushing the pace. He's an underrated playmaker. As you alluded to, baby Jokic, Alfred Şengün, he pushes the rock. The offense is ran through him a lot from that high post area, from the top of the key. So, you know, it's going to be a lot of cutting, a lot of slashing. Mm-hmm. I understand Fred VanVleet did something that's going to be hard to replace, and that's knock down shots. The Rockets were one of the worst. They fucking stink at knocking down shots last year. They was one of the worst three-point shooting teams in the NBA. That's the void, more so than somebody setting the table or managing the game. They're shot making. Can Tari Eason make threes on a consistent basis? Can Amen Thompson shoot threes on a consistent basis, make threes on a consistent basis? Is Reed Shepherd, is he going to be ready for the moment? Because the vibe around H-Town is everybody high on Reed Shepherd right now. Like they high on him. And he had a pretty good outing down that summer league. But again, that's summer league. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what happens when he get in the real thick of things. But I think he's going to provide that shooting. So again, we're going to go back to it. It comes down to, are they going to be able to make shots? That's the reason that Golden State got past them in 7 games, was because Fred VanVleet was the only person that was knocking down shots at a high level from the outside.
But Perk, and wait, really quickly, I agree with what you're talking about. They didn't have a traditional point guard. They didn't have enough shooting for them to okay, we're going to go get set up sets. They had to run. They had the defensive pressure, and it was successful because if you made them play in the half court, they struggled. That was what non-shooting does. Now you have Kevin Durant. Now you are okay to play in a half court. Now you don't have to push it and do these crazy things because sometimes you want to get it to your ultra efficient monster and allow him to go get you a 40% three-point shot, a 50% mid-range, go get you 2 free throws at 90%. You want to get the ball in his hands. That's where the flow of a point guard then raises. I would look at what Fred and a Kyle Lowry when he was playing with Pascal, when he was playing with Kawhi Leonard, right? That's what I'm more talking about. I'm not saying that they play it. They're going to change their style of play because they have a weapon that allows them to change their style of play.
But realistically, Jizzle, how many teams actually run sets outside of the Lakers?
It's more no, you're right. It's more of the organization. It's after timeout. It's making sure that the young players know it ain't people going when they don't need to go. People run sets in the last 3 to 5 minutes of a game. There is a flow, but for the most part, you want to target who you want to target. You want to get the down man in the right spot. You want to get the big in the right spots. That is strategic sets. Now, it might be concepts, but there is still a set involved. That's all I'm saying.
Let's use this rocket to blast off to the next conversation, pun intended. Before we get to JJ and his chat GPT right-hand man, I want to ask you, Richard, I want you to be my chat GPT and see if this makes Perk pick up a pipe and smoke it. Who's your top 5 ahead of the Lakers?
Well,
I think are 6 or 7.
No. I would say the top 5 teams. I still like Denver. I like, who they are, what they have. I like Denver. I look at them. They were a Game 7. You had Aaron Gordon banged up, and he took Oklahoma City. They took Oklahoma City right to the end. I put Oklahoma City above them. I would put Houston, although the VanVleet I think does bring them down to a little bit of a space. I would put the Knicks above them. I would put Cleveland above them, and then to me, I think they're right in that space. That's for me the teams that I like.